back to my channel. Welcome to week 2 of Camp NaNoWriMo and the Camp NaNoWriMo vlogs. I realized it is now April 10th, and I realized that I hadn't started this vlog. I just was like filming B-roll of me writing, and like I was sitting upstairs for a while ago and I was like, oh, I didn't even actually start my NaNoWriMo vlog. And then I just didn't start it. And then I wrote, and then I came downstairs and I had like a Skype session with my friends, and then afterwards I was sitting here and I was like, oh my god, I didn't start my vlog yet. Should probably do that. So hi, hello, welcome to week 2. So if you haven't seen week 1, that'll be down in the down bar. You can go check that out before you take a little watch at this one. So this is week 2. We are starting NaNoWriMo this go round with, so we started NaNoWriMo with these type of stats. We wanted to start with this number, add 30,000 and end with 52,000 words in my project Dark. And starting this week, I had this many words already written. So I have upped it by at least 10,000 words. I don't remember the exact math, but very exciting. And I'm ready to keep writing for this next week of ours. Today, or yesterday, like when I was writing, I ended up writing the part prologue. So I've divided Project Dark into different parts. I'm thinking 3 parts so far, possibly 4, depending on how the story lines up. But currently I'm just gonna line them up as I do like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 type of vibe, because I am following the 3-act structure that is outlined in the Save the Cat method. So I finished Act 1 and Part 1 in last week's vlog, and so this week I want to get a start on Part 2, which is Act 2, which is the beefiest act, the one that I have a little bit more of worry about, really. But it's fine, because as I've written a draft of this before, I have some scenes to go off of, and I do want to add a few scenes in just to keep it interesting. Ooh, sorry, my hand involuntarily twitched. That's fun. But yeah, so very exciting. I don't know how many words I want to write this week. Hopefully close to another 10,000, because if I do that, like at 10,000 a week, I hit that 30k very fast, and then I can like do more editing. But yes, as I did in week 1 of this, I'm going to be doing editing as I go, which is what I did a lot of today. I don't remember actually how many words I did write today, but yesterday I wrote 1,403 words, which brought my total up to 34,674 in total. And today I ended up writing 464 words, and that is also along with rewording and reworking some scenes. And I ended up writing a scene yesterday. I had started it previously when I was in the car with Mom, like back in March. I had started writing it on my phone, but it is the part prologue, as I was saying. I say part prologue because it is not the same point of view as Rose or Isaac, who are my 2 points of view throughout the story. This one is one of those, like, it comes at the beginning of the part, which will kind of set it up, and it allows me to do a little bit of a time jump between the two, like a few days at least. But it is the saddest scene that I have ever written. Hold on, my hand's getting tired. And when I first wrote it, it's been in, I think I wrote it first in last draft, and when I first wrote it then, I cried writing it, and then this version of it teared up pretty strong as well. So I know if I tear up hurting my characters that way, that anyone who reads it in the future is gonna get teary-eyed as well. So like, that's what I want. I'm sorry. I also wanted to chat through one of the things that I'm going to be trying to do this week to spice up this vlog. As I said, I was going to do like a writing challenge type thing. So on my Skype with my friends, I had them tell me a bunch of random words as prompts. Some of them are interesting, like we have hairspray and Satan and laser grid and stroller and battle axe and all sorts of stuff. So and we have better ones like ugly child and neutral magic and like lonely and just random stuff like that, right? So my goal is to use one or two every day and implement them into the scene or chapter or whatever that I'm writing, the words exactly. So that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna start that tomorrow, I think. I think I'm gonna have to like write them on separate pieces of paper and pull them out of a mug or something. Some of these are wild. Like I've added a few of my own, like water and trust and hunger and lonely, and I added in coffee because I love coffee, like, you know, that kind of stuff. Just little things that I'm going to try and implement into my story, which some of them are going to be literally impossible because they just don't fit in the fantasy world. But I'm going to try and we'll see how that ends up. So that will be starting tomorrow for sure. So stick around. This is going to be a fun writing vlog. I just have a feeling. So I will update you tomorrow. Good morning, my lovely, lovely friends, and happy Monday. It's been a hot minute since I've chatted with you. I also, yesterday, just to clear the air before we even get into this, I forgot to do the writing prompt thing. So, as a punishment, I'm going to, today, at some point, have to do 4 writing prompts instead of just the 2 that I said I would incorporate into this. I'm gonna pick 4. So, the plan, hi, hello, this is a terrible angle, but I need to grab my things. So the plan, I even like last night remembered at like midnight. So I wrote it down on a sticky note so I wouldn't forget again. I'm going to, because I have my Project Dark notebook here, I have this massive messy list. So I think instead of like wasting paper, I might just assign a number to every single one of these and do a random number generator. Speaking of yesterday, I had an incredible writing day. I didn't start writing until like 11:45, which is like, you know, my mistake because we know it was Sunday night. We know I work on Mondays, and we know in general that I am a bear in the morning, and I hate mornings a lot. So so on April 11th, which I haven't updated you on either, I wrote 506 words, but I ended up adding it to the Nano website at like 12:30 in the morning on April 12th, so it's counting for April 12th's words instead of April 11th's words, which is kind of terrible, but it's fine. And then yesterday I wrote 1,431 words, so now my entire project is at 37,118 words. I am killing the game. I am writing an act 2, and I just wrote a new scene that has the forest of Decentris messing with my kids' emotions, which is really cool because I've taken their like extremes and made them even more. So Isaac has a quick temper, and only every so often he has a pretty quick temper, but Decentris like pushes it and he becomes so angry at the littlest things. And then Camden, he is pretty lighthearted, but he comes off as a little bit more sarcastic. So Decentris takes this and makes him so giggly and laughy that he just can't stop laughing and he can't breathe. And then with Rose, instead of making her even more irritated and even more terrified, it calms her down to apathetic levels. Like she has no emotion in this. So it was really fun to play with that for a bit. I will update you once I actually do the writing prompt thing. I just wanted to come in and explain what's been happening for the past couple days. Why I don't know why I never updated. I've been extremely lackluster with vlogging this week because I just keep forgetting to vlog, and then all of a sudden it's the next day. I'm like, oh, damn it, I forgot again. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work and I will update you a little bit later. All right, my dudes, I am now downstairs and I have my bullet journal here. And if it would open for me, that would be wonderful. Just struggling. Oh, it's not even in my bullet journal. What am I saying? It's in here. Okay. I did the number generator. My 4 prompts. It is 9:17 and I'm going to try my hardest to incorporate all of these into my writing today. So we spun, and we got number 23, which is Cocoa Puffs. So we're off to a great start. First thing is, it's so incredibly mundane and doesn't have a place in a fantasy world, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Number 18 came next, which is coffee. Number 28 came next, which is, I think, my favorite one, and I don't know how I'm gonna incorporate this at all, but it is Little Angry Goat Getting a Pool Noodle Cone, which was provided by my friend who found them really funny and cute. It's basically just like goats who are bad. They get like pool noodles stuck on their antlers so they can't hurt anybody. And then number 16 is 77 cents in change, which is very exact. That's what I have to do today. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. So let's try. I did it. I don't know how well I did it. So I continued in the scene that I described earlier, and I have my children walking through this disinterest, and it took me a long time, but to like get to the point where I was like, okay, well, I could just drop these things into conversation, right? They're teenagers, they kind of have that conversation. But the first thing that came to mind was, because there's a monster coming, why not make it a goat monster? And why not make Cam, who's a little bit sarcastic and a little bit funny, just in the middle of battle with this thing, just shout, he needs pool noodles. So this is like at the very end of all my writing, because I haven't yet written the transition because my brain is tired. So I'll read you the little goat one first. He needs pool noodle cones, yelled Camden, throwing a ball of magic at the beast. What? You know. Camden dodged hard, throwing up his hands and creating a shield out of his blue mist. When goats are delinquent and they get given little pool noodle cones of shame. Isaac sputtered out a laugh, taking a swipe at the creature's head. That's the worst and best thing I've heard all day. All week, even. So, one. Where's the other one? Okay. One down. Check. Okay, so Isaac goes up because they're lost, and so he goes and starts climbing a tree, and he comes back down with like no answers, but he comes down to see Cam and Rosalind just kind of chilling on the floor of the forest floor, and Cam goes, "You know what I miss?" Cam said dreamily to the air, staring up at the trees. "Coffee and some cereal, the super sugary stuff, you know?" "No, I don't," Rosalind answered, her eyes closed. "I don't even remember what cereal tastes like, or sugar, really." Cam let out a groan of sadness. You don't know? You don't know? Not even Cocoa Puffs? Those sweet sugary balls of goodness. This one time, I was at the store, and I got a craving for them. They had these personal-sized servings, you know, and I dug around in my pockets, hoping that I had enough money for them. And you know what? I was 77 cents short. 77 cents in change. That's it. Sounds like a bad day, answered Rosalind, her voice dry with sarcasm. Isaac let out a chuckle. He remembered that day. He had to buy Cam's bloody cereal for him, too. All four. I'm pretty proud of myself. If that ends up in the final draft, we have a serious problem, but it made it fun, so. Done. I don't even know how many words I wrote today. 1,100 words. That's okay, considering I'm very tired. So we have 1,108 words added, and I have no idea how many words I have in my project now, but this will be thrown into Scrivener tomorrow, and we will see where that gets us. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Hello. It is about 1 o'clock, and I'm sitting here in between projects, and I thought it would be a good time to pull my prompts for today. So I'm gonna set you right here next to me, And we are going to take yield bad boy and pull up a random number generator. And so we have 35 prompts in total. So let's do this. 35. Generate. 1 is our first one. So prompt number 1. April 14th prompts. I'm using an orange pen to write out on an orange pad. This is perfect. This is also a terrible angle. Stage. Oh. There. That's fine. Okay, so number 1 is Satan. Intriguing. All right, let's generate again. We have number 25. Number 25 is Ugly Child. These could go together in some kind of way. But yeah. Oh, I only need 2 today. I was prepared to do for 4. Actually, let's make this interesting. Let's make it 3. 14. Number 14, just because we like to make things a little hard on my channel. Ooh, disembodied thumb. Disembodied thumb. I don't think that's actually the right word for it. I think that was just something that one of my friends said. But that's fine. I am now going to pull up my scrivener and throw that in there. Also, I threw in my words from yesterday into my scrivener, and I have 38,225 words. So, pretty damn good. Hello, my dudes. Happy Wednesday? It's Wednesday today. How are you all? I'm doing well. I forgot that I had this in my hair. Excuse me while hi! Yesterday, I did my writing a little differently. I don't know if you could see it in the time lapse, but I did it all by hand. Let's put you here so we can chat. I need to use my hands because that's how I am. So I did it all by hand because I'd been looking at a screen all day. My eyes were a little bit tired and I wanted to try write by hand. Because I found in the past that writing by hand helps me concentrate a little bit more. Last night that wasn't the case. I was also watching YouTube videos. But I ended up taking my 3 prompts from yesterday, Satan, Ugly Child, and Disembodied Thumb, and I tried to write them into the scene. And I've reached a point where I can feel that this scene and the previous scene that I wrote don't quite fit in the story. They fit, like the circumstances fit, but just the writing isn't there. So today I'm gonna throw this all into my Scrivener file. I wrote 3 pages by hand, and by the end of it, it was a lot of just this. And if you can't read my writing, don't feel bad. I can't read my writing either half the time. So I'm gonna throw all that into the file to see how many words it was, so that I can tell you and tell myself, because that would be nice, and then update my tracker thing. I've also been keeping track in my notebook. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but like keeping track of like where I'm at in my notebook, which is handy. I like this. It's nice to see where I'm going and like that kind of stuff. I only got through 2 of the prompts yesterday. I couldn't fit Disembodied Thumb into the scene I was doing. Satan and Ugly Child very easily, which is hilarious for me to say because it was just, okay, so from the previous scene, I ended up writing a little bit like more right before I wrote the goat, the like little goat with cone things. I ended up writing a little bit like the lead up into that part, and then after that, and okay, so it ended up being after. Was it after or right before? No, okay, so Satan came before, and then Ugly Child came after that. So, Satan, okay, so I will read you as much as I can. The monster looked like something straight out of hell, standing
mostly upright, on two bowed legs covered in thick brown hair. Its back was curved over with a horrifyingly prominent spine, and worst of all, of course he has horns. What is this? Satan's son? Said Cam, blue mist gathering around him, hands cracked so wide they were nearly consumed by light. So like the writing isn't good, I can tell you that, but at least I got Satan's son in there. And then where are we? Honestly, it's easy to me to just have Cam say all of this stuff, because Camden, my character, he's my Ravenclaw character, but he is the sassiest Ravenclaw I could ever make. I want to like have him be a little bit of the comic relief in the story, because Rose is so seriously cynical and hard, like doesn't trust people as much, and then Isaac is just kind of, you know, the hero archetype. He's the strong Gryffindor, doesn't have really any humor in him. I mean, like, he loves Camden's humor and like can play off of it a lot, and like his like banter with Rose is really good, but like he's not comedic like Cam is. So it's really easy for me to make Cam say all these things. So right after the goat thing, I have him say, "Come on, goat boy," yelled Cam. "You were the ugly child, weren't you? So was I, my friend. But man, you leaned into it, didn't you? I mean, dude, like a bath at least would help." So like this is in the middle of them all fighting. And I thought that was pretty funny to just have him talking to the creature who just growls and who just roars in response, which is kind of fun. But yeah, so I'm going to throw this into my Scrivener file, see how many words I actually did write last night. It probably isn't 1,000. It doesn't look like 1,000. It's probably not even 500 now that I'm looking at it, but we will find out.
Alright, my dudes, so it is a little bit over 500. Okay, so I wrote 646 words yesterday. That's actually pretty good. For by hand, I always write slower, and I don't know, and you just write slower when you're writing by hand, right, than when you're typing. I don't know why I'm putting it this way. So yes, 646 words. Done. Okay, now I'm going to do one last writing prompt challenge, I think. I'm going to pull them now, and then I'm going to write it now, because work is very slow and I have time, so might as well do that. And then I'm gonna edit this video and everything will be perfect and finished, and I can just have a great day, you know? So let's see here. Where am I gonna put you? Right here? Right here? Nobody knows anymore where anything goes. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so we're gonna pull up a random number generator. Generate. 31 is the first one. Number 31, which is stinky fish. I'm only gonna do 2 today, just because it's gonna be a lot easier. You know, just a lot easier. So okay, so let's generate this again. 22, have I used 22? No, but okay, number 22 is mug of mead. So I have stinky fish. You can't see this because I'm writing with orange on orange. Stinky fish, and then mug of mead. All right, my dudes, I am done that writing challenge. I have included mug of mead, and I have included stinky fish, and again, I have my good boy Camden saying these things, which is intriguing, but also it works. I also have I've added to this document 2,657 words today, which is including the 600 and whatever from yesterday. So 2,000 words today? Your girl hasn't had a writing day like this in a long time. I'm just having them walk through the forest, and I think it's going to be more of a character-driven scene than anything, because I'm thinking, as of right now, at this moment in time, I'm thinking that this is going to be the start, really, truly, of Camden and Rose's friendship. Not sure, though. Not like 100% sure. Act 2, man. Act 2 always gets me. I realized that I never actually read to you the parts where I included the stinky fish and the mug of mead. So let's do this. Okay, so first and foremost, I ended up writing so many words before I even got close to bringing it into conversation. Brought it into a more calm moment where they're walking through the forest and Cam and Rose are kind of talking to each other. And so he's like, he's like to Rose, he's like, oh, like, so who are you anyways, Rosalind Thorne? You know, like just asking her about this, and he's kind of being a little bit of his pompous, you know, time. And we love him. I love Cam. He's great. He's really fun to write. And he's just like, he finds her so fascinating because, you know, a new person in the group, you gotta have it pretty fascinating. The fact that she was locked up for 13 years in the top cell of Uran, lots of mystery around her, you know, that they never knew about her really is another big thing. So like, she just kind of diverts all these questions a little bit because she still doesn't trust them. And she goes like, what about you? He goes, what about me? Who are you, Camden? She smiled softly at him, repeating his question. Well, he smiled, all teeth and charm. That is a question I will not answer unless you get me 12 mugs of mead. 12 would kill you, answered Isaac. You are the lightest lightweight I know. Ignore him, Cam said to Rose with a haughty flick of his hair. He doesn't like the fact that the last time we had a night out, I drank him fully under the table. Lies. Cam glittered at Rose. That's besides the point. You want to know about me? Yes, well, I am a scholar, a lovely youngest son to a single mother with an older sister who I adore but loathes me on every day except for Sundays. Why only Sunday? Something about me as a child, smelling like a stinky fish most of the time except for Sundays when Mum would force me to bathe, and finally my sister felt that she could be around me. It just stuck. And ever since, I have a whole week to myself and 1 day a week where I am forced to be sociable. It's dreadful, really. Rose felt a laugh bubble up in her throat and was surprised at how loud it was when it escaped. It had been a long while since she had genuinely laughed. So yeah, it's very close together when I brought in both the mug of mead and the stinky fish. It was fun anyways to try and think about and bring another aspect of Cam and Isaac's relationship as well, just gently, you know? Because Cam is telling the truth. He can drink Isaac under the table. As of the end of this vlog, which is what this is also the end of this vlog. So I'm going to edit this video and start uploading it so that it's ready to go for tomorrow morning for you guys. And oh, it's kind of nice to finish a vlog in the middle of the day when it's still sunny out and all this loveliness. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. But as of today, also super exciting note, we have breached the 40,000 word mark. I am at 40,753 words. So I'm gonna add in to my Nano document. I'm just gonna sit you like that for a second. These words that I added in. So far in my NaNoWriMo, my Camp NaNoWriMo expedition, I have written 17,380 words. I have it on the screen. You can't really tell because it's kind of glary, but woo! We're over halfway there. And we're at the halfway mark of the month. Other than that 30,000 word goal, I think I'm going to be trying to get more closer to the midpoint. I think that's where I want to be, at least be there by the end of April. If not, almost to Act 3 by the end of April. But because Act 2 is the beefiest act in the entire book, in any book ever, Act 2 is the biggest act. That's going to take me a long time, but hopefully I can use some of my previous draft to go off of, because I do like the way that story went. I'm just changing the narrator style and all that kind of stuff, but that's for my brain to figure out and you guys to come along on this ride with me. All right, my friends, I've been rambling for way too long. I need to put this down and I need to get this video edited. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that fancy stuff that YouTube loves you to do and I love you to do as well. And I will catch you in another video soon. Stay kind and keep on writing.